Hi. This week, we begin a Lent series of top tips based on I will statements in the Psalms. The idea is that each week we can decide that we will focus on different behaviours that bring us closer to God's heart during this period of spiritual renewal. So first up is the statement, I will praise. And it's very apt that praise is the initial focus of our series. For one thing, the Hebrew word for Psalms translates as praises. And the word praise is mentioned in the Psalms roughly 100 times, more than any other book in the Bible. Praise means to express admiration or approval of the achievements or characteristics of a person or thing. So in the biblical sense, praising God means to tell of his works and character, to big him up. But why praise in the first place? Well, praise is a natural reaction to anything that we find impressive, and God is fairly impressive. But research has shown that doing anything that makes us feel part of something bigger than ourselves increases positive pro-social emotions like compassion, admiration, appreciation, joy, and amusement. And it reduces negative emotions like sadness and fear. So when the Bible tells us to praise God, it's a praise-scription for better spiritual, mental, and societal health. So if we're going to decide to praise this week, what would that look like? Well, I would suggest that praise starts with attention. If we're going to express admiration for God's character and works, then we start with being aware of who he is and what he has done. That can begin with the huge overarching themes of the Bible, like God's justice and mercy and his genius plan for salvation. These are brilliant and justifiable motivations for praise. And if you're not familiar with them, then I'd urge you to go to our website and download the Why Jesus book to find out, or email us to get in touch. But maybe this week we can be more attentional about the little things. Pete Greig, who some of you will have seen and read, describes being called aside one day to look at a tree. After a few minutes, he asked God what it was about the tree that he should be noticing. It's just a nice tree, said God. Good job on the tree, God, said Pete. There we have a simple, sincere act of praise that we can all replicate. Now, if trees aren't your thing, then pick something else. Maybe the captivating colours of a goldfinch or the splendour of a sunset would be prompts for a good job, God. Or it might be something that you think seems kingdomy. You might witness a kind word or a caring act and recognise that the source of the loving heart at work merits a good job, God. In the act of creation recounted in Genesis, God would regularly pause to look at what he had made and declare it to be good. Maybe this Lent we can join him in awe and wonder at the acts of his heart and hands. Good job, God.